I made my daughter sleep in a tent. Jessica told a homeless man he was lazy and that camping in December was basically a vacation. I'm a single mom who clawed my way up from nothing after my husband died when I was pregnant with my youngest. I worked 3 jobs while getting my degree. I know what it's like to wonder if you'll make rent. So when my older daughter Jasmine showed me that video of Jessica yelling at a homeless guy, I lost it. The video was on Jessica's phone. Some guy outside the grocery store asked her for change and she went off. Stop asking me for money. You'd earn it yourself if you weren't so lazy and spending what you got on substances. The man said something about how cold it was getting at night and Jessica actually laughed. Yeah, people camp for fun even in December. You can't complain. You're living someone's holiday. I made her find that man the next day. She had to apologize and use 20 pounds from her birthday money to help pay for a hotel room for one night. She rolled her eyes through the whole apology. The man was nice about it, but I could tell Jessica didn't mean any of it. Then I signed her up to volunteer at the food bank starting next week, but I wasn't done. You said camping in December is fun, right? Like a holiday? I asked her when we got home. She got quiet real fast. I went to the garage and dragged out our old tent, the one we used to use before I got the promotion. I set it up in the backyard while Jessica watched from the kitchen window. Then I grabbed every blanket I could find and my old sleeping bag from when I went to Norway as a teenager. That thing was thermal as hell, but still. I locked her bedroom door and put a sign on it that said, "Closed for the holidays." She started panicking. Mom, what are you doing? I told her she had 2 choices. Sleep in the tent tonight or lose her phone until Christmas break was over. She picked the tent. She kept trying to negotiate. Can I at least come in to use the bathroom? Yes. Can I get water? Yes. Can I come in if it rains? I told her the tent was waterproof and she'd be fine. I slept in the room right next to the back door so I could hear if anything went wrong. Set 3 alarms to check on her throughout the night. Around 11, I heard her unzip the tent and run inside to pee. She was shivering even though it wasn't that cold yet. Around 2 in the morning, I checked through the window and saw her curled up in the sleeping bag. At 5:30, the birds started going crazy and I heard her groan. When I opened the back door at 7, she was already awake. Her hair was a mess and her eyes were red. Mom, can I please come inside now? Her voice cracked. I told her to come in and she practically ran to the bathroom. When she came to the kitchen, I made her hot chocolate. She wrapped both hands around the mug and stared at it. It was horrible, she said quietly. The mat was so cold even with all those blankets. And the birds woke me up like 5 times. And I kept hearing noises and didn't know what they were. I sat down across from her. Would you want to do that every single night? She shook her head and started crying for real this time. Not fake tears, real ones. That man doesn't get to come inside when he's cold. He doesn't get hot chocolate. He doesn't get a warm bed waiting for him after one bad night. She nodded and kept crying. That afternoon when I got home from work, the whole kitchen smelled like pasta and garlic bread. Jessica was stirring a huge pot of sauce and there were containers lined up on the counter. What's all this? I asked. She wiped her hands on a towel. I'm making food for the homeless people who stay near the intersection by the shopping center. Is that okay? We loaded everything into the car and drove over. There were 4 people there and Jessica handed out the containers herself. She actually talked to them, asked their names. One woman told her the food smelled amazing and Jessica's whole face changed. When we got back, my sister was parked in our driveway. My nephew goes to the same school as Jessica and apparently she told him everything during lunch. He went home and told my sister, and now my sister was at my house saying I went too far. You made her sleep outside in December? She's 14. I asked if she saw the video. She hadn't. I showed her and her face went pale. My sister left without saying much else. Jessica came downstairs later and asked if she could use her money to buy more groceries next week to cook again. I said yes. She's been different since that night. Quieter, but in a better way.